Y'all ready for this? Yeah. This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney one. Not my girl, and say, this is. I got this letter in the mail. I wonder what it really says. I don't know. All right. You are what? You Your kidneys have failed. You got to go on dialysis. Your kidneys, I can't be seeing that right. Not me. Not me. I don't let nothing mess with me. You got to go on dialysis. Dialysis. Come in. Okay, somehow as soon as possible. What? It's a hurry thing? I mean, you should have called me. You sent me a letter instead of calling me. I don't know. It says I have to go on dialysis. Well, if that's what I gotta, I don't like this. This is messing me up. I'm trying to watch the Super Bowl. I get a letter and everything like that. I know who I'm gonna have to talk to or call, but I got this letter. I don't like having this letter. I don't appreciate it or I don't like it. Because I heard something about dialysis. I remember watching a show about it, a couple of them shows on Urban, whatever, and yeah, they talked about it. They talked about stuff like that. Well, if I have to go on dialysis, I'm going because I want to live. You know what I mean? No, I don't want to be hooked in a machine. I don't like that kind of stuff. I come from strong stock. That's right, strong stock. And I just don't like nothing to beat me or mess with me or nothing like that. So instead of letting that kidney failure beat me or that dialysis machine, I am going to beat it. All right. So I got to get on the phone and I got to call my girl. You know what I mean? My girl. Put this letter over there. My girl, what's her name? Lisa. Yeah, Lisa Baxter. Oh, man, the girl is wonderful. She's practically a genius. I don't know. Who doesn't love her? Oh. And boy, does she give you good information. I mean, she talks from the heart. You know why? Because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411. There you go. In the kidney world. Hey, guys, how are you doing? Happy Super Bowl to you. I wanted to have my Super Bowl NFL jacket on and everything, and I left it over there and didn't have time to get it. Isn't that something? Well, I hope you're having a good time looking at that and everything, but we hope you right here with us. All right. Good thing that you can see it later if you have to, but I want you to be live with us. How about that? Wow. What can I tell you? Last week or so, they was giving out these boxes, this Good and Plenty box. Isn't that cute? It says God is going to help you this year, give you good and give you plenty. Who wouldn't want that? Yes, I would love some Good and Plenty. I like the candy, and I can use some blessings, some good blessings, and plenty of them. How about that? They had payday there, too. I ain't mad about payday. I can use some money. How about you? Well, anyway, let's get the sweet show started. All right, I got a sweet woman, a hardworking woman that's y'all going to hear her story and her life and her experience. Okay, her name is Reverend Kimberly Headley. Welcome, Kimberly. How are you?
How are you? How are you, Lisa?
I am good. I have to say this. Let me hold it now. When I thought she was the CEO, she says, no, I'm the COO. That's right. She's She's the chief operating officer. Okay. I ain't mad at her. And she's passionate about her community. I'm loving that all the way. So how you doing tonight? I know you had to
I'm
do a
doing
little
well.
errand, and that's where we at. You in your car. I ain't mad at you. What I'm gonna do about it? We're gonna do that interview no matter what. So Kimberly, tell me a little bit about your job. Tell me about your job, sweetie.
So I work with my father. We are partners in a consulting firm in Brooklyn in East New York, and we work with churches. We work with healthcare organizations, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, to help bring marketing resources to their businesses and to be kind of a linkage between community and business. So it's a source of empowerment for those who live throughout the 5 boroughs of Brooklyn. So if you have company you wish to have more marketing exposure, that's what
Mhm.
we do.
Wow, wow. Now that's good because a lot of health places, even a lot of business, even when they're in the same community, sometimes don't know, the people that live in the neighborhood. Some of them don't link with them. Some of them they just want you to buy their stuff, but they don't want to get to know you or anything like that. So I'm glad that you're linking, especially when it comes to health too.
Yes, it's important that anyone that comes into our communities, that they see that we're looking for folks to invest in the people, not just bring a product or resource, but we're asking people to invest, to see that while you're coming to meet a need, that there's an opportunity for you to impart into the lives of people in the form of empowerment through
Oh,
resources and activities in the community. So we're really passionate about that.
wow. Okay, so I have a company named Blessed Kidney Connections, and I'm the CEO of that. Matter of fact, I'm the everything of that because I have no staff. But what I wanted to say, if I was, I mean, because I love community too, and I'm passionate about it. And every community I lived in, worked in, I know everybody. Everybody knows me, and I connect, and we made a great partnership. Now, if I lived in the community and you was coming to do business with me, how would that go? If you don't mind me asking.
We would have an initial conversation and just kind of find out what your desires, your initiatives are, and we would try
Mm,
to connect you with persons or individuals or organizations within the community that may have a need for your services or may be
wow.
able to help you to expand your services. So that's how it's done. It's by relationships. I think most businesses succeed when you have the right relationships and the right intentions, right? We're not coming in to scam you, you're not coming in to scam us, but it's about collaboration, but it's by
Wow.
relationship, which is extremely important.
I like that. I like that. Relationship is key. And we in February where it's the love month and it's Black history. So
Yes,
you
the
right
love
on
month.
target with that. Yes. Oh yes. Yes, the caring month. We should be
Yeah.
caring all year long, but this is
Oh,
one of those. Yeah, but this is the emphasis of it all, right? So
yes.
okay, so you got me connected and everything like that. I appreciate that. All right. Oh, something on hit down. All right. Well, we'll keep going. How about that? That's it is when it's live. Um, Let me see. What made you passionate about the things of the community? You are a
Well, my
passionate person. Yes.
yeah. Well, I think by nature and God's presence in me has compelled me to see the importance of contributing in my
Mm,
lifetime. You know, we're not here by accident, but we're here on purpose. And I think once you recognize that you have been called into existence with a purpose, you move differently. You don't just think it's about, getting older, making a lot of money, retiring. Those are all wonderful things, but our
yes.
lives are lives of purpose. God is a God of purpose and intent, and He has created each of us with a responsibility to give back to this life. Excuse me.
It's all
And so,
right. Yeah.
because that's how I've been reared. My father has been a district leader for many years in the community, and even as a child, I worked very closely with him. He had a political club, a couple of clubs. I was at the club as a child, so I saw a lot of activity in terms of politics and people empowerment for many years. So
Yes.
between that and God consciousness, and God compelling me and calling me into purpose and saying, I have work for you, it's undeniable. I don't think that you can live a healthy life until you're operating in your purpose.
Wow. Wow. Woo. Oh, that's powerful. Come on here. Well, I know your whole family. I know your
Yes,
whole
you do.
family very well. And all of you guys are fantastic and wonderful. I love your father. I couldn't get him. He is glad that I got you, though. And yeah, he
Well,
is a powerful man, a powerful person. He's done business a lot of years with my siblings that passed away
yes,
in construction, in building and stuff like that, building up the community. I love that. You know what I mean? Building up the community, making buildings and
yeah,
business and bringing money to the community to help people that didn't have a job, make the place look better and more built up. So I ain't mad at y'all. I am not mad at y'all. Very proud. Very proud. What's the name of your church?
Berean Baptist Church in Brooklyn. It's
Oh,
on Bergen Street between Utica and Rochester.
oh, okay, all right. And you guys do anything out of that church? What are some of
Our
the things
church,
you do out there?
our church has a family life center. So we have a social service entity of the church that does a lot of work in the community. We have a community drum line that's made up
Okay.
of young people in the church, outside of the church, that we started a few years ago. They've been champions for several years. But we tried to bring,
Oh,
programs and resources that speak to the need right around the direct perimeter of the church. But we've
wow.
been there for years. The Family Life Center is an integral part of the Crown Heights community because, when St. Mary's closed down, our church had a medical office there for years, and a lot of people used to come through those doors to see
Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Terry Jambonet. So now the space has been converted to an actual family life center where we have resources. We have a exercise space, the drumline practices. We have computer courses, training. So there are many different activities, and it's run by Reverend Kimberly Council, one of the
Wow.
Reverend. She's the ED.
Wow. And see, that's what it takes to run a community. When you trying to fix somebody or either help somebody, it takes
Hmm.
all of that. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah,
they may be sick, but they also maybe need money. They may be sick, but maybe they need an activity. They may
right,
be sick, or maybe they need a referral or to learn something. I do stuff like that outside of New Life Cathedral, my church. I do a
right,
lot of social work in there. If anybody come with a need, Archbishop Rochford would let me know, or somebody, one of the secretaries or people will come in, they'll know. But
right,
I left a book there that has a lot of different services. So if they didn't see me or get me, we can't like leave them in the dark or hanging. So you got to
right.
always have something. But I love that you are doing that through your church and through your business. Not many
Yeah,
people link it all together. I like linking it all together.
yeah. I
So
mean, it's really important. I think these days, and our church is very historical. It was a part of the Underground Railroad, so there's just a
wow.
history there at Berean
Yeah.
that speaks about community empowerment, and it's our goal to make sure that the community is aware that we're there. We're not just Sunday goers, but we are
Mhm.
active, and we have partnerships and relationships all around us, and we're looking to expand it. On the church side and the business side, the same thing. Being in
Uh-huh.
East New York, there are many different organizations. There are many different power players in East New York and Brownsville. But the goal is to work together. But if we all doing our own separate thing, the community is not going to operate in a space of trusting that anyone's coming in has their best interests. So it's good to see, strong leadership come out of Brownsville, particularly where my dad grew up,
Yeah.
through Alika Samuel, our council member, and Latrice Walker, the assemblywoman. They're working very closely with us to help to bring more empowerment through resources. And so we also work with the Robeson Institute through the Central Brooklyn Health Movement. And as you know, of
Yeah.
course, they're advocates for wellness, kidney wellness. So we're just really trying to reach out and bring in ministers and high schools and elementary, junior high schools, all kinds of community partners. And we're blessed to be working with Kappa 5, teaching
Uh-huh.
young people about kidney health and wellness. And we're trying to expand to PS 178 and a couple other schools in Brownsville and in East New York. And the goal
Wow.
is to make sure that, because we live in food desert area, Brownsville, East New York, our options are very limited. So how do we
Yeah.
help people to eat healthier, live healthier when your resources are not as strong and accessible? I mean, if I got to feed a family of six and I don't have the money to shop in a healthy environment, if I don't have healthy options around me, then I'm going to
Right.
gravitate to what I know. So we don't want
That's
people
right.
just operating in survival mode. We want people to see that they have a right to eat healthier, and that means us compelling businesses to bring the right kinds of products, the right kinds of supermarkets with the right price, so that people don't just settle. Because health and wellness is very important. If you're not healthy, you're not going to be that successful in life. At some point, your health is going to be compromised, and what happens to you then, right? And so you live a
Yeah.
life of having in and out of doctor's offices, and that is not God's plan for us. God
No.
wants us to prosper and be in good health, right? Even as our soul prospers.
So
And so
prosperous. That's
how do
right.
we do it together? You know, you're
Mhm.
helping with your show, and we have others who are helping. My best friend, Gail, is a vegan. I mean,
Wow.
I'm so proud of her, and she's a vegan that can cook. That's really important.
Wow.
She's a
It
vegan
tastes
that can
good,
cook.
huh?
It tastes
Whoa.
very. You wouldn't miss any of
Nice.
this other stuff if you taste her food. But just the
Wow.
fact that
Wow.
she's made that decision, and I mean, she's always looked fabulous, but she feels healthier. So how do we even just see, what we need to eliminate off our plate so that we
Yes.
can live healthier and live longer,
Yes.
as much as possible. God knows our time span, but while we're here, what needs to look different physically and mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So yeah, I'm
Wow.
glad to be on this journey. And I can say for myself, even it's been a year since I've had processed sugar. I don't use any sugar at all. No
Wow.
brown sugar,
Great.
no white sugar. I don't use honey, agave. I don't use any of that. When I drink tea, I drink it plain. And I drink bitter melon tea, a cup of bitter
Wow.
melon tea every day. And
Wow. Wow.
that helps to flush out your kidneys.
Wow. Well, flush them out, girl. If they need flushing, definitely flush them out. You know, sometimes they need that detox thing going
Yes,
on.
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm an ambassador. I'm a health
Yes, you are.
ambassador at Rogerson and everything like that. And I have seen you and know that, you guys go to the meetings and stuff like that. Even when we had the round table discussion and you had the
Hmm.
doctors, you had everybody there. I mean, when you have everybody sitting there trying to come up with a plan to help, I love that. And I remember we used to do that maybe twice a year. And they get from the patient point of view, the transplant patient point
Yeah.
of view, the nurse. I mean, everybody was around that table. You name it, they were around there, and we stayed all day till a solution or something was given. So I always loved that about that. That was even before I worked with Rogerson. So
Yeah.
I love that idea, and I love with your connection and all the stuff that you're doing, your father is doing. Now, what linked you to dialysis and transplant kidney disease? You'd say.
Oh, so my brother, who passed in 2015, he was on dialysis for several years. He did have one transplant that was successful, but unfortunately, dialysis treatment was compromised, and as a result, he had gotten sick one Christmas, around Christmas time, right after my birthday. He got sick, and he
Mm,
passed in January of the following year in 2015. And we just watched him, over the years fight, right? And he was an
oh yes,
advocate for
yes he
many
was.
years, even
Hmm.
his own struggle. And I remember when I was back in seminary, I think I was in my third year, and we had gotten a phone call that he had to go in the hospital and that, he had a situation with his kidneys. And back then, I just was, I was just so concerned that he wasn't going to make it. And I went into fasting and praying. And when we saw him, he was pretty much almost non responsive. And the
My
Lord
Lord.
spared his life and brought him back. And
Mm,
so even after that, we just continued to see him fight, not only for himself, but to be a voice for others. So when he passed, I realized the seriousness of our bodies and taking care of our bodies, also recognizing that kidney disease, runs on both sides of our family. And so what can we do differently
wow.
to live healthier, to avoid, God forbid, being on dialysis? Not that it is a death sentence, but we want to see people empowered and just show
Sure.
support for those that are on dialysis to know that you're not doing this journey by yourself. I think it's important
Right.
to make sure people have those that are called alongside to walk with them if possible. And those who are caregivers, right? They have just
Yeah.
as much responsibility, and it could be an emotional ride for them. So how do you
Sure.
support caregivers and those who are walking with those who are dealing with dialysis and kidney disease?
Wow. Well, I've been on both sides of it. I've been the caregiver 3 times with my
Yeah.
family and everything. And I've had my aunts, my uncles, my mother-in-law, and 6 of my siblings on dialysis, and I did 12 years myself. I had a 12-year
Wow.
sentence on that. But like we don't let nothing kill us in our family. We will fight and work hard. And I know
Right.
that's what my brother did, my
Yes.
siblings did, as well. and it's a hard fight. So that's why I fight. That's why I do the show and other things like that. I'm just glad that we working together to do some things.
Yes.
I went to a lot of schools for years, the schools, the colleges, the
Mm-hmm.
rehabs. And some people get it and some don't get it and some don't want to hear it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I've had doors slammed in my face, but I'm still singing that same song. Get your kidneys right. If I
Get
gotta
your
preach it
kidneys
out,
right.
I
That's
know
right.
that's right. Because they never been on a machine. You can say a lot on
Right.
the other side. You can talk
Right.
your junk on the other side, but
Mm-hmm.
honey, when you get there and you get a fish killer, you see my fish killer. You know, I don't mind showing it. I don't need it, but I tell you, because I did need it 12 years, but when I got my transplant, honey, I don't need it. But you don't want to go that far. Why go that
Right.
far if you don't have to?
That's right.
Skip that and do the right thing. And if you've done all you can do and you're on it, then there's other good plans for you to do. So don't worry about it.
Absolutely.
There's hope across the board when you
Yes.
say that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We don't live in a hopeless state, right?
No.
We serve the God of hope, the God who gives us hope. And even
Yes.
for those who do not have that God consciousness, my prayer is that at some point they'll recognize that there is someone who sits higher, who desires for us to live our best life. And our best
Yes.
life is not always about making money, right? It's about really being healthy on all levels. That's the most important thing. And when you're healthy on all levels, then you can prosper in different ways. So I'm just thankful for the opportunity to work with you and proud of your journey and how
Oh,
you just continue to be a champion. I mean, whatever you're doing, the contributions you're making, you have no idea how you're touching people's lives. And so God is calling you to
oh,
continue this
wow.
work and to do it to the best of God's ability in you. And I'm just thankful
Wow.
to be able to be a part of it.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. You're doing something too. Your big stuff you're doing. Like you said, kidney disease was on both sides. What's the name of the kidney disease that's on both sides? Or you just saying
I'm
what?
just saying
What?
in general that that
Oh,
I've
they
had family
failed
family
on both
members on
sides.
both sides. Yeah. I have a
Wow.
couple of family members that are diabetic now, and so, we're just trying to eat differently. As much as I love the sweets and all that stuff, you got to curb it. It's just
You really
important.
do.
You have
You
to
really
curb it.
do. Listen, I was fighting with that machine. It's the first time I ever had to use it. Never had diabetes or high cholesterol. And they told me that like 2 weeks ago. And I
Hmm.
couldn't believe it. So now I'm fighting with the machine. I must have shot myself 4 times in this saying, oh my God, it hurt. The thing flew around. I had to
Oh
stand
my
aside and
goodness.
stab myself. Listen, I'm gonna do some different things and beat that. It's funny when I was eating wrong and everything, and
Hmm.
I was very heavy, over 200 pounds. I never had
Wow.
diabetes, no problem. All of a sudden, I got thinner and everything, got rid of the kidney thing, and now something
Yeah.
else. But I ain't worried about that because watch, it's gonna change, and I'll get a new test with a new victory. So I ain't mad about it. Now, let me see. What would you tell somebody that maybe wanted to do business or help the community the way you are? What would you say to them?
Um, just to make sure, number one, your intentions are correct. That's important. That you have a strategy of what it is you're trying to do, who you're trying to reach, and find out what accessible resources you have on hand,
Mm,
and then find out what you would need to do the work you're being called to do. But your intentions, I feel your intentions have to be right. I don't
yes,
think
yes.
you can go into any business relationship or into the community and have false intentions.
Wow. No, you don't want to have that.
No.
And it's very important they they do the resources thing. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll put different resources up on the board
Mm-hmm.
besides my books and stuff, colon cancer and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I put all kind of stuff up there, just to show them that they could do something else. Get your rear end gear, how to park, the parking permits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Things. There's literature out there. There's things you can do or take or write, and a lot of stuff is free. So yeah, the community is very important, and thank you for linking us with them. Is there anybody you would like to give a shout out to?
Uh, I just shout out my Berean family, my immediate family, and just all those who are in the struggle. Um, fighting for life, fighting for wellness, and not only in their own personal lives, but in the lives of the community that they live in. We can't do this work alone. It
No.
really does take a village, and so we're thankful that we can be a part of that village,
Yes.
because our young people are looking at us, right? And what's the legacy we're going to leave behind? I think it's really important that we begin to examine where our motivation, what's motivating us every day we wake up. So a shout out to all those that are champions in various ways. And
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is fantastic. I'm telling you, is there anything that we forgot to say or anything you want to say or show or point out before I end the show?
Um, I was just reflecting today. In our church, we were talking about the death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and all the 7 people who died in a helicopter crash. And our
Yes.
pastor's word to us today was, living at your next level. But he
Wow.
said that living at your next level requires a brand new you. So, what are the things in your own personal life that you need to begin to address so that you're living at that next level? And I would say that, Kobe Bryant did so much in that short amount of time.
Yes,
And
she did.
nobody knows when time is up. And
No.
so time is working with us and for us, but at some point we have to recognize we don't control time. We only control what we do inside of time. So, I would just encourage each of us, wherever we are, to make sure that we are finding out what our purpose is. Your life is not a waste. There's something clearly that God has put you on earth to do, and we need to be bold enough to seek God to find out what that is. And once God shows you, God will help you get it done. God
That's
didn't
right.
intend for us to do it by ourselves.
No, he
But
did.
sometimes a problem has to be introduced for you to be the solution.
Wow. Woo! Go on, girl. I ain't mad at you. Come on here. Reach that message. Wow. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did such a great job. I miss your brother. I miss
Yeah.
his his fight and his enthusiasm, even with being on dialysis and with his transplant or anything. Is there anything else you would like to say about him or anything?
We miss him. I look at his picture often. And all I can say is we're trying to do this work in his honor and in honor of Vanessa and all of our loved ones that are
Yeah.
up above watching this work, right? A part of the great cloud of witnesses.
Wow. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, Shelton Crossland, my brother, I lost on that machine. So I
Mm.
understand. And I just thank you so much for sharing your life, your experience, your testimony, your story, and your wealth of gold nuggets that you gave us on today, enough to make us think and give us hope. So you have a beautiful night.
You too.
Get, get your friend home.
Yes.
I'm
I'm
grateful.
gonna get the Moroccan traveler home.
Yes. Oh, yes. She came all the way from Africa. Definitely get her home. Lord
Yes,
and mercy.
the rest. But
So,
she had a wonderful time.
well, I'm glad. I'm glad she right next to you in the car. I ain't mad about it. So I just thank God too. I had my procedure done, and I just thank
Okay.
God I came through it. My second one for my back. So God is just
Amen.
merciful and good. You have a fantabulous night, and
You
I'll talk
too,
to you and
Lisa.
see you soon. Okay?
Bless you. Take care.
Okay,
Bye bye.
bless you. Bye bye. Well, guys, you heard it from my guest. You heard her talk, her story, her enthusiasm, and her wisdom. So I hope you can get something from it, even while the stuff fall off the wall. But there is a show next at 9 o'clock. Yeah, with Mr. Steve Belcher. So he got it going on. I believe it's midnight, morning, mid evening talk, transplant coffee talk. That's it. I told him to text it to me. I think he might have yesterday. But anyway, it is next. So stay tuned to see it. All right? So bless your life. Have an excellent night. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Know I love you, praying for you, care about you. Peace.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah.
This is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 and the kidney one.